Welcome back to freehighschooleducation.com. Today we are going to do chapter 9.1 in Algebra 1, page 337. Before we start, we have finished 8 chapters and that's half the book, and by now you should have finished Geometry 1 and Geometry 2, the 2 books in geometry. And hopefully we'll finish Geometry Book 3 before we get to chapter 15, which is the trigonometry chapter. Book 3 is very important for that chapter. Now coming back to this chapter here, 9.1, rational equations. Here we have equations that have fractions and we have polynomials in the denominators. And we are going to get rid of these denominators by multiplying by the LCD. We have done equations before where we had fractions and we simplified those equations by multiplying by the LCD. Here the LCD is obviously a squared minus 3a. You can factor this, and that's the product of these two. So now we are going to multiply every term of the equation with this LCD. So a into a minus 3 times this. Equals to a into a minus 3 times 9 over a plus 30 over a squared minus 3a times a into a minus 3. This is the same as this, so these will cut. Now here we cut this with this, and we end up having a times a plus 7, and we get a squared plus 7a, and that's equal to, here the a cuts, so 9 times a minus 3 will give us 9a minus 27, and this here cuts with this, and we get plus 30. Now we simplify, we get a squared, and we get the 9a here, and that becomes minus 9a, so we get minus 2a. And these two give us 3, and we get here, it becomes minus 3, and that's equal to 0. And we factor this, and we get a equals to minus 3, a minus 3 into a plus 1 equals to 0, and we get a equals to 3, or minus 1. So now we have these two values. A equals to 3 or minus 1. With this type of equations, we have always to put our values that we got and check if they give us a true statement. Checking the 3, you'll find that you're going to have 3 minus 3 here. You'll have here 3 plus 7 over 3 minus 3 equals to 9 over 3, question mark, plus 30 over 9 minus 9. And you can see here you get 0 in the denominators, and that's undefined. So this value does not work. And this is called extraneous solution. And many times in these equations, we get extraneous solution, and we have always to substitute our values here in the original equation to know which is a true solution and which is a false solution or extraneous solution. Now if you try minus 1 and putting minus 1 instead of a, minus 1 times minus 3, that gives us plus 3. So here we get, and there's a question mark, are they equal? We get 6 over minus 4, and here we get minus 9, and in this we get 30 over 4. That gives us 3 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Is it equal to minus 9 plus this will give us 7 and 2 over 4, so that's 7.5. And when we minus 9 added to 7.5 will give us minus 3 over 2. So we get minus 3 over 2 equals to minus 3 over 2. So this solution works, and we accept this and reject this. And with this, we come to the end of this session, and we hope to see you again.